was uneventful till I got drafted in the Vietnam War, which kind of takes us all out of our comfort zone. It's about the time I started looking for answers and reading books. Edgar Cayce was a very well-known psychic back in the 50s, and I started going to their summer camps and learning how to meditate, and became very close to Yulin Cayce, who was Edgar Cayce's son. One day after I had a session with him, he says, well, let's go down to the bookshop. So I went down there and looked around, and I picked up Paul Brunton's Search in Secret India. And he says, that's a good book. And he picks it up and took it out of my hands. He picked up the autobiography and he put it in my hand. He said, this is a book for you. I found my way to India and stayed in an ashram on the banks of the Ganges in Hardwar. I thought I could just wall myself up and meditate and become realized, but I needed instruction from a master. So I came back here and I started a meditation group in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Then I heard about another one in Detroit, and of course that was the one Yogacharya had. And Roy Thibodeau, who was a good friend of mine, we grew up together. He said, let's go down and check out the service. We went to the meditation. I said to Roy, who's this old man talking about we're supposed to be meditating? We decided we were going to go up and see what this Song of the Morning Ranch was all about. Yogacharya used to lead meditations back then. We meditated for an hour, and every time I opened my eyes, I saw him staring at me. And he was saying, yeah, it's fascinating looking at some of these people and seeing their past incarnations, and I just see him looking off. I knew he was talking about me, but he never ever told me what one of those incarnations were. We used to come up every weekend, my brother and Roy Thibodeau, we'd be riding up, and no matter what we'd be talking about in the car, he would bring it up at the dinner table. We could be talking about Egyptian pyramids, and he would bring it up. Just let us know he was there. And after a while we'd go, how does he do that? How does he do that? And just letting us know, I'm there. After a while, you got used to it. No matter where you were, you couldn't hide anything from him. He's like trying to extract our ego from us. It'd be like pulling a tooth while you're wide awake in public, too. So, you got to learn to behave. So it's not learning anything new. It's like what we knew what was not right, and we went ahead and did it anyway. So he would say, you have to learn to behave. And when he was on a warpath day, he'd wear a red shirt. Boy, look how you want to stay out of his path when he was on his red shirt. One day when I worked at General Motors, I had his vision in the morning, he had his red shirt on, and he was just ripping me up a tie one down the other. And I was so scared when I came out of the vision. I said, I don't leave the house today. I just forgot about it. By the end of the day, I end up in jail. So this is a traffic violation. But he would warn you. The birds up here they'd come land on his hand. Little chickadees, they were so tame. Nature kind of flocked to him. Sometimes they'd be out around the main house too. They would just land on them. Little cute ones, of course. He always had this story of when we come up here to a spiritual retreat. Like when we came in, we would leave all our problems and our blackbirds on our back at the front gate. So we have a nice spiritual weekend, but when we drive home, the blackbirds would come back on our back when we go back to our lives. That was a cute story of his. I remember one story when I was in staff. There's a guy came up in Detroit diagnosed with cancer. He kept wanting to roll up his sleeve and show him his lumps. He said, no, no lumps. So I forgot him talking for a while, and he got his mind off that. He forgot about him. And Yogacharya said to him, okay, let me see your lumps. He rolled up his shirt, and they're all gone. So he healed his cancer right there on the spot. When he would laugh, he would just laugh with his whole fiber, and he would just get everybody laughing. He couldn't stop. This one experience, this pig there, and he wanted to see what it felt like. So he kind of went in the pig's mind, and he goes, "Oh, it's a terrible feeling. I wouldn't want to be a pig, man." He had the consciousness of a pig, so he kind of went in and became the pig. So. Got a job with a sales company, and I earned a trip to Hawaii. When I got married to Agnes, well, when I earned this trip to Hawaii, I said this will be a honeymoon. So I sat at dinner table with Yogacharya one night, and I said, Agnes and I are going to Hawaii, and he goes, when are we going? But rented a big limo. We all had fun driving right around in the limo. So where are we going next? And he kept pushing me. I don't know where we're going. I don't know anything about this. I don't. And he kept pushing me. So Yogacharya was older, and he all he wanted to do was sleep in the daytime, and I wanted to be on the beach. We got a system, so I said, look, when you get up, go tie a towel around the balcony. I'll be right up. And so it worked out. So he comes over to Hawaii with these little street shoes, the thin leather, and they were just solid hard rubber. You know, on Waikiki walking around, we walked about not even half a block, and he was stumbling, so I gave him my shoes, and he gave me his. And he says, "Oh, these are good." I said, "Okay, we'll find another pair. Don't worry." So every time we get near a shoe store, he'd pull me. "No, we're not a shoe store," and my feet kept hurting. All I wanted to do was buy him a pair of shoes, but he wouldn't let me buy him a pair of shoes. So. We were always the same size, shoe size, waist size. He came down to stay at my house once for a banquet. He would go in my closet and he'd pick out my favorite suit, and he wears the banquet. When he got ready to go back, he would tell Maureen to put it in the suitcase. And she goes, "No, it's Jeff." She just put it in the suitcase. Of course, I never got it back, He would just take things. But I learned not to be partial with any material, so. One day I went down to the park. Along comes a wino with a paper bottle, and there was some swans eating corn. I said to him, "Well, swans." And he goes, "Swans?" Like he didn't know what a swan was. I go, "Well, swans, like swans?" And he said, "They're eating corn." He goes, "Corn?" Like he's from Mars or something. Then I said, "Corn, like an ear of corn." I put it in my ear, and I looked at his ear, and it looked like Spock. And I started to catch on. This was not. No one. And then he asked where I lived, and I said I lived on a hill up top of the hill. And he said, "I lived on a hill many incarnations ago." And he told me his Indian name was Yama. I think is the god of death. He says, "I'll see you again soon." My dog, who never follows anybody, falling off the hill. And I said, "Mary, get back here." And I ran up the hill, and he was gone, just disappeared. One day I got home and I just got this feeling in the back of my neck, and I knew it was Yogacharya, but I got to hurry up and get my shoes on. I got to get out there and jog. And so I finally picked the picture up and kept carrying around the kitchen to the bathroom to wherever. And I was just putting on my shoes, and I finally sat down and I sat right there and put the picture on the floor. And it came to life. It's like all space around him, just his face. And he talked to me, answered questions I'd always wanted to ask him, but never could. There's a vision on the boathouse lawn in the summer, and he was standing in the grass right down where the lake used to be, well dressed in his white shirt and his long pants. Next to him, very big and tall, was an albino lion. And I looked at the lion. He kind of roared at me, and I got a little scared. And he looked at me. He says, "I'll do something for you." He pulled a cigarette out of his pocket. He lit it with a match. When the match hit the flame, I just got lost in the light. It's a beautiful blessing. The heater wasn't working ever since I left Detroit. What are you going to do when you're by yourself? You sing to God. A lot of times I go into verse and I just put my own words, because you're singing from the heart. It's like praying to God, but you do it in song. I thought about the cold car for a second, so I was praying to God. So I said, "God, please take this cold away from my everyday, meaning being away from you every day." And immediately the heat started pouring out of the register. Through the love of the Master, you really find the love of God. I pray, Lord, help me be with you today. Because I know if I'm with him, he's with me. He's my best friend.